Too slow. That's what everyone said about Bryson DeChambeau, the mad scientist who took forever to hit his shots, the guy who feuded with Brooks Koepka and made golf fans cringe, the player who supposedly destroyed his career by joining LIV Golf. But what if I told you that everything you think you know about Bryson's downfall is completely wrong? Today, Bryson DeChambeau isn't a villain. He's one of golf's most beloved personalities with a massive global fan base. His YouTube channel has over 1.5 million subscribers and surpassed the PGA Tour's official channel. He's winning major championships and entertaining millions of fans worldwide. So how did the most hated golfer become one of the most popular? Let's start with what Bryson is doing now. While critics predicted his career would fade after leaving the PGA Tour, he's thriving. In his last 5 major championship starts, he's recorded 4 top 6 finishes. That includes winning the 2024 US Open, finishing 2nd at the 2024 PGA Championship, and placing 5th at the 2025 Masters. This is sustained excellence at the highest level. But his success goes beyond tournament results. Bryson completely reinvented how athletes can control their narrative. Instead of letting traditional sports media define him as the slow, arrogant scientist, he created his own platform. His YouTube channel became a media powerhouse where he shows his true personality. He collaborates with stars like Tom Brady, John Daly, and Phil Mickelson. His popular Break 50 series, where he tries to shoot under 50, has brought golf to a younger audience. This content strategy was genius. Bryson identified the problem: a negative public image controlled by others. He analyzed the modern media landscape and engineered a solution that gave him complete control. On his channel, he's not the calculating robot. He's the enthusiastic golf nerd who wants to share his passion. He stated his goal is to provide an open experience into what golf can be, inspiring a new generation to pick up clubs. So how did we get here? How did Bryson go from golf's most polarizing figure to its most entertaining content creator? We need to go back to where it started going wrong. The slow play criticism began around 2019. Brooks Koepka was one of the first big-name players to call him out. Then came the viral moments. A video of Bryson taking over 2 minutes to read an 8-foot putt at the 2019 Northern Trust became infamous. Fans and fellow players showed frustration. Social media exploded with criticism. But here's what most people missed about Bryson's response. He didn't just get defensive, he got logical. He argued that he was using the allotted time to his fullest potential, which was within the rules. When the slow play debate reached a breaking point at the 2025 Open Championship, where his group was put on the clock, Bryson didn't just apologize. He proposed a solution. His idea was simple but brilliant. Time every player for every single shot throughout their round. Create objective data that officials could use to say, "Hey man, you're over par with your time." He even said he'd love to be timed and had no problem with scrutiny. This wasn't someone trying to cheat the system. This was someone trying to fix it using data. The Brooks Koepka feud started from this slow play criticism, but quickly became something bigger. It turned into a cultural clash between 2 different types of golfers. Bryson represented the analytical nerd approach, while Brooks embodied the athletic jock mentality. Their rivalry became a proxy war for modern golf's soul. The feud had some wild moments. In January 2020, Bryson took a shot at Brooks's physique during a Twitch stream, saying he didn't have any abs when he posed for ESPN's Body Issue. Brooks's response was perfect. He posted a photo of his 4 major championship trophies with the caption, "You were right. I am too short of a six-pack." It was the kind of comeback that defined their dynamic. Bryson's awkward jabs versus Brooks's cool dismissiveness. Things exploded in May 2021 when a leaked interview segment showed Brooks rolling his eyes in disgust as Bryson walked behind the set, his metal spikes audibly clacking. The clip went viral with millions of views. Brooks leaned into the drama, encouraging fans to heckle Bryson with Brooksy chants. He even offered free beer to fans who got ejected for taunting his rival. But here's the fascinating part most people overlooked. This feud happened right when the PGA Tour introduced the Player Impact Program, a $40 million bonus pool for players who drive fan engagement. Whether they meant to or not, both Bryson and Brooks were participating in behaviors that increased their media exposure and potential earnings. The feud, while rooted in real animosity, had become a performance for profit. To understand why Bryson approaches everything analytically, we need to go back to his childhood. This wasn't a recent persona adopted for attention. By age 6, he had grasped algebra concepts. In high school, he borrowed a physics textbook and rewrote its entire contents into a binder to better understand the material. He earned a physics scholarship to Southern Methodist University. At age 15, his instructor, Mike Shy, introduced him to Homer Kelly's complex 1969 book called The Golfing Machine. This dense mechanical breakdown of the golf swing became the foundation for Bryson's unique single-plane swing and his philosophy of reducing variables. He didn't just read the book. He lived by its principles, developing what he calls a zero-shifting motion. This scientific approach led to his revolutionary use of single-length irons. While most golfers use clubs of different lengths, all of Bryson's irons and wedges are cut to exactly 37.5 inches. The theory is simple but brilliant. Use the same posture, ball position, and swing plane for every iron shot. This minimizes the inconsistencies that come from adjusting to different club lengths. Making this concept work required incredible attention to detail. Each club head had to be engineered to uniform weight. All clubs were bent to the same upright lie angle. He adopted unusually thick Jumbo Max grips that encouraged him to hold the club more in his palms than his fingers, reducing unwanted wrist action. This wasn't just equipment tinkering. This was systematic engineering of every variable he could control. His scientific methods got spectacular validation during his 2015 amateur season. He won both the NCAA Individual Championship and the U.S. Amateur in the same year. Only 4 other players had accomplished this: Jack Nicklaus, Phil Mickelson, Tiger Woods, and Ryan Moore. When he later won the 2020 U.S. Open, he became just the 3rd player after Nicklaus and Woods to win all 3 championships. But Bryson's most dramatic experiment came with his own body. In late 2019, he deliberately gained about 40 pounds of muscle in a calculated effort to maximize driving distance. The experiment worked perfectly. He became the longest driver on tour in 2020 and used that newfound power to dominate the U.S. Open at Winged Foot with a 6-stroke victory. His transformation sparked what many called a strategic and cultural revolution on tour. Other players started focusing more on distance. Course setup had to change. But here's what made Bryson truly special as a scientist. He was willing to admit when an experiment wasn't working. He later shed the extra weight, citing health concerns and feeling weird and super inflamed from improper eating. This wasn't failure. This was adaptation based on new data, exactly what a true experimentalist would do. So when it came time for the biggest decision of his career, joining LIV Golf in June 2022, Bryson approached it the same way he approached everything else. He analyzed the data, weighed the variables, and made what many considered a career-destroying choice. Critics predicted his skills would deteriorate on the upstart tour. Analysts said the reduced exposure and weaker fields would cause his profile to fade. They were completely wrong. Bryson's move to LIV Golf wasn't career destruction. It was career transformation on a massive scale. The financial numbers tell the story. In just over 3 seasons with LIV, his prize money from the new league has significantly exceeded his total earnings from his entire PGA Tour career. His LIV earnings of over $46 million dwarf his PGA Tour earnings of about $30 million. But the real vindication came on the biggest stages. Instead of his competitive edge dulling, Bryson has thrived in major championships since joining LIV. His 2024 U.S. Open victory was the ultimate rebuttal to critics who said LIV players couldn't compete at the highest level. He's explicitly credited his new tour with his major success, saying the louder, more energetic atmosphere at LIV events made him more comfortable in high-pressure situations. The lighter 14-event LIV schedule also allowed him to dedicate more time and energy to preparing for the 4 tournaments that truly define a player's legacy. His continued excellence in majors poses a significant challenge to the PGA Tour's argument that leaving their week-in, week-out grind would hurt a player's competitiveness. Bryson never destroyed his career. He systematically identified problems with traditional professional golf and engineered solutions that worked for him. When the golf establishment criticized his pace, he proposed data-driven reforms. When traditional media painted him as a villain, he built his own platform to show his true personality. When the PGA Tour's business model didn't align with his goals, he found a tour that did. His approach to changing his public image was perhaps his greatest hack of all. He treated reputation management like any other physics problem, analyzing the variables and creating a system that gave him complete control over the outcome. His YouTube success proves that his analytical methods work just as well in the arena of public opinion as they do on the golf course. Today, Bryson is working on his next project, building the John DeChambeau Student Golf Facility in his hometown of Clovis, California, named after his late father. The facility is designed to make golf more accessible and affordable for young students, providing state-of-the-art practice facilities to the next generation. Bryson DeChambeau didn't destroy his career. He revolutionized it. He challenged golf's traditions, engineered solutions to its problems, and created a new model for how modern athletes can build their brand and control their narrative. Whether you love him or hate him, you can't deny that he changed the game forever. If you enjoyed learning about Bryson's incredible transformation, make sure to like this video, subscribe for more golf content, and let me know in the comments which controversial golf figure you'd like to see covered next.